What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are ceasing work on the Ute and we are instead putting in work on the E36 competition car. If you guys haven't seen this before, if you are new to the channel, this is an M50 B30 turbo E36. Makes currently 300 kilowatts at the wheels on about 10 pounds. But the clutch is absolutely fried in it. It's gone. And there's probably, hopefully, maybe some drift events coming up sometime soon, but maybe not as well. So we are going to do a bunch of things for the E36. First things first, we have a brand new clutch and a brand new pressure plate, and we're gonna put that in the car. My good friend Cam is here to help me. Hey Cam. G'day. He's the owner of this beautiful R32 and this beautiful E34 that everyone comments about whenever they see my videos. So we're gonna get this purple beast on the hoist. We're gonna rip the gearbox out and we're gonna put the new clutch in, and we have like 50 minutes to do it because curfew is at 8 o'clock. So wish us luck, here we go. You! About 5 minutes and we already have the exhaust off, the gearbox cross member off, the drive shaft is about to come out. We just have to undo the 4 bolts at the back, and then we'll undo the 2 bolts on the gearbox, undo the slave cylinder, and the gearbox is ready to come off. Oh, and the starter motor as well. Not bad at all. Drive shaft coming out, so come forward and then back. Look at that. That's why I got Cam here, because I don't have the guns. Alright, update time. It's been 25 minutes so far. We have 1 more bolt to come off and the gearbox is out. So I'm going to place you guys down here and we are going to lift the gearbox out. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen, under 30 minutes and the gearbox is out. Yeah. So time to whip this dead clutch off and see what the situation is. By the way, fun fact, I've been running this clutch backwards its entire life. Alright, we're gonna wrap this one up here, guys, because we have to get home before curfew hits. I think you guys can definitely agree with me that these two cars look damn cool together. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for when we finish off the clutch swap in the E36. Woo! So we are back. We're finishing off the clutch on the E36. It is another day, of course. And I have both clutch setups here. So we've got the old one and we've got the new one. So we can see the differences. And it's pretty nuts. So this is definitely very well used down to the rivets, and actually even rubbed through the rivets, which is not what you want. The pressure plate's also, oh, well, I don't know whether the pressure plate's stuffed or whether it's good. It feels like it's definitely got some grooves in it, so you wouldn't want to be reusing that. But we have a nice new clutch setup here, and as you can see, lots of meat on the pucks, which is nice. New pressure plate here. So this is just a Clutch Max setup, just a cheap setup, but it's going to do the job nicely for us, probably at least for another year, unless something goes drastically wrong. I think this was about $450 Australian for the clutch and the pressure plate, not including the flywheel. Our flywheel, which we have on the engine at the moment, is still very good to go. This is a lightened flywheel, obviously. Had no issues with it whatsoever. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to bolt the new clutch up. Very simple. So they come with this clutch alignment tool, which is very important. This new spigot bearing, which for us we won't be using because we have pretty much a brand new one already in place at the moment, and it's still good to go in the center here. So that's all good. I'm gonna leave that in there. And they come with a new thrust bearing as well, which is this right here. I've already put the new one in. Just grease the center up quickly, chuck it in, and she's good to go. As opposed to the old one, it was quite noisy. So if I spin this, you can hear it, as opposed to this, which you cannot hear at all. I don't know whether there's actually anything wrong with it other than it being noisy, but always good to change it, especially when it's available. So we grab our clutch. As I said, I ran this one backwards the whole time I was using it. Hence, that's why we were having the problem with the part of the gearbox, center of the gearbox, hitting the center of our clutch, which we took care of. But it turns out, yeah, I was running it backwards, and that's because I looked up pictures on Google and I saw the stock clutch, which is run one way, but these clutches are actually run a different way. Luckily, this clutch says on this one flywheel side, which means this face goes into the flywheel. So we're gonna go chuck that together. We put the clutch alignment tool through the center. Nice, she's very snug. Very good. And we put this in the center, into the spigot bearing. Boom, just like that. All right, so now we get the pressure plate and we put this up. Quickly, you always clean these things off with brake cleaner first. So I've cleaned the flywheel with brake cleaner, the pressure plate with brake cleaner, just in case there's any grease or anything on there that's gonna cause it to slip. That is not what we want. So I'll place you guys down here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this pressure plate on. Oh yeah. So that is sitting on there nicely, so now we're gonna go ahead and bolt it up, put the bolts in. And remember, whenever we do it up, you do it as with anything else really, like a wheel or whatever, you're gonna do it in a star pattern. Boom, 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 so that it all goes on nicely and evenly. And then we can go ahead and chuck the gearbox on. There is no one here to help me put the gearbox in. So I'm gonna try and lift this ZF gearbox, which is the heavier of the gearboxes. I'm gonna go ahead and try and lift that up here myself. So yep, wish me luck. As you guys saw in the last video, by the way, we have some nice new workbenches and pallet racking and stuff going on here in the factory, which has made this so much better to work with as opposed to the old manky setup. So I'll be throwing that away outside. I'll be organizing everything so it's all nice and clean, and yeah, just much more professional of a setup. Hell yeah. Alrighty guys, it is time to lift the gearbox into the car by myself. Not looking forward to it, but it's got to get done, so let's do it. Come on. Oh shit. My God, that was hard, damn. Luckily, during the isolation, I have built a gym at home and been pushing some weights every day for the last 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks, I don't even know how long isolation's been. And looks like that may have paid off a little bit. Woo-wee! Alrighty, so the gearbox is in, thanks to me mad muscles, and all bolted up. Starter motor's bolted up, so now it's time to throw everything else in. There's still a little bit of light outside, so I would love to quickly take the car out and test it. Fingers crossed that we can make it happen. I've got about, I reckon I can get this all back together in about 15 minutes, so stay stopwatches. I'm putting you here, I'm putting you on time lapse, and we're gonna get this done. 2021 with this car, we're gonna do some freaking phenomenal things. As many drift competitions as I can possibly get to. We're gonna do our best to get on that freaking podium. The car is on the ground. Gearbox is all done. I also managed to just adjust the shifter a little bit so it's sitting perfectly vertical, because when I'd put it into first gear before, I actually would hit my knuckle on the dash because I had it sitting a little bit too slightly forward. Now it's absolutely bang on. I freaking love that shifter. You can get them on twostepgarage.com. Use my code MikeLakeGang for 15% off. But yeah, cars on the ground. Also just looks so rad having both of these cars together. Same, but oh so very different. Unfortunately guys, we have lost the light outside. It's dark, so we can't take the car for a drive with you guys in it right now, but we'll come back tomorrow morning. We're going to take the car for a quick spin, make sure everything is all good, and then we're going to carry on with the rest of the stuff we have to do. We're just going to tidy this thing up and get it ready for competition whenever that happens to be, which is not anytime soon, but there's definitely E36 life in here, and I am loving it. But I'll see you guys in the morning. Cheers. You! Oh hey, didn't see you there. We're back, working on the E36. As you can see, we are now live in the engine bay. I've removed the coils and the coil pack wiring, and we have the old coil pack wiring sitting right here on the bench, and we have some new coil pack wiring sitting right here on the bench. So first let's inspect the old stuff. This thing was definitely stuffed. Went through a couple of fires. As you can see, it's all melted in there. And we did have a problem where at the last event we were, while drifting, getting a misfire after maybe 4 or 5 laps. You can hear it in the footage right here. I think potentially that was maybe happening because the wiring might be melted somewhere in this loom, and as it gets warm, power's crossing between wires. Either that or it might be an ECU setting as well that I may need to change. But hey, we're here doing maintenance on the car, and the whole point of this is to make sure that this thing is nice and reliable for the up and coming maybe drift season that is not happening this year, but will happen soon at some point. So we're going to go ahead. Let's finish off this loom, put it in the car, and then we're actually going to take it for a quick drive since we didn't get to last night. Alrighty, so fast forward a little bit and I've got my coil pack wiring in, and this is kind of how I was picturing everything coming together with the orientation of the coil packs and the wiring. I didn't show you it before, but basically usually the coil packs face this way downwards, and as you can see it goes right under my manifold, and this wiring would usually run down here underneath. And that's why it would melt, whereas now obviously it's nice and tucked up above. Everything's kind of, the coil packs aren't bolted down. I'm gonna have to make a bracket, although we do have our Burnouts Unlimited laser cut coil pack cover that goes over, and pretty much this will happily cover our coil packs and hold the coils in place where they need to be anyway. So not sure, it's all grounded, so that shouldn't be an issue. So not sure that we'll actually need to bolt each coil down, because this will hold them in place more than well enough. But let's see if the car starts. Build up some oil pressure first. Alrighty, turn her on. Alrighty, so that went perfectly, which I'm very pumped about. And now that we know that everything works alright, we're going to take this thing for a quick drive and make sure that clutch actually works how it should. Coil packs should be fine as they are just there. It looks so much tidier like that as well. Whew. Very happy with all that. So once the coil pack cover's on, it should be all good to go. But we'll take it for a quick drive. You. Well, there you go, that was pretty fun. This thing is definitely a little bit scary. It has so much torque. Oh, it's awesome, and it's so loud, obviously driving on the street. Yeah, it's pretty gnarly, but yeah, everything seems to work perfectly, exactly how it should, which is awesome. So much happier with that wiring setup. Also, now that this manifold's heat wrapped, and we are not running so much retarded timing, it's everything stays a lot cooler. Also, the oil cooler that we added in a while back has completely changed everything as well. Keeps the oil temps way down, keeps the engine temps way down because of it, and oil pressure seems to be a lot better as well, which is fantastic. But now we're going to swap out the harnesses. So we're currently running the Takata Harnesses. I've run these for a couple of years. As you can see, they go to the seatbelt mounting points, these ones. And they're also this clip design, and a lot of my passengers, when I take passenger rides, can't seem to work that out very well. So instead, we have these nice new Star harnesses, which is sick. Got nice shoulder padding as well, which I'm pumped about. A bit more of an updated belt system, but they also have your traditional style belt clip that goes over your waist, which makes things just a lot simpler for passengers when they want to clip in. So yeah, they're pretty rad, but we're going to go ahead and chuck them in. Alrighty, so out come the Takata harnesses. They were clipped in, I just unclipped them. These harnesses are going to go into the T18 before I sell the T18, I think. And then we've got the Star belts. I personally love the black, super slick looking. It goes across to the harness bar, wraps around the harness bar, and then bolts in underneath where the seat bolts in. And that is how the harnesses go. So passenger side is fully in. Let's have a bit of a comparison, hey? Here's the driver's side, Takata, these are aged a bit, bolt down at the back, green, not really going with the purple too well. Alright, sweet, sweet, sweet. They work alright. And now, we have our nice Star harnesses. Oof, not bad. These ones go to our harness bar. Let's see how they feel when we sit in them. Alrighty, we are strapped in. Oof. Definitely tight. They've got the shoulder padding, which makes it super comfortable, which is rad compared to the other ones. But I just like the look. Definitely like the feel and how easy they are to get in and out of. So super easy to get out of as well. So just pull up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and undo the clip. And we're out. See, passengers should be able to get a hold of that. So if you're a passenger in my car moving forward, that's how easy it is to get in and out of the harnesses. Not actually that easy to get out of the car itself, but that's because she's slammed. That's a wrap on that video, guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing the E36 back on the channel. I absolutely freaking love this thing. Still a couple more things to do to tidy it up and get it ready for the up and coming non-existent drift season. But man, this car is just an animal. So a few tweaks, a nice alignment, and I reckon this thing's definitely going to be super competitive. And it just looks the part as well. So yeah, absolutely stoked on it. Of course, this weekend we're back working on the RX E36, which is hopefully driving it for the first time. Hopefully, fingers crossed if all goes to plan. Thank you guys so much for the support. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at @itsmikelake for all the behind the scenes randomness that goes on in here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!